What is up, YouTube? Today, we're diving into the best M16A4 attachments and calibrations in Delta Force. The M16A4 is an AR that is available to the Assault class. It highly rewards precision and timing due to its burst fire capabilities. It fires at 672 rounds per minute and deals 25 damage per shot. This gives it a 268 millisecond time to kill when you land all of your shots. That makes it one of the fastest killing rifles in the game if you have extremely good aim. The challenge with the M16 is the burst rhythm. You have to make sure that you're on top of the enemy when the next shot is available, so missing has bigger drawbacks than usual. The build I have for you today diminishes the recoil to make sure that you can easily control it. The ADS times and ADS movement speeds are improved to make sure that you can be quick and strafe easily. The stability is improved right along with the muzzle velocity so that you can have an easier time seeing and hitting what you're aiming at. All of this means that when you master the M16, it really rewards you with some of the best muzzle velocity, the best recoil pattern in the game, along with insanely good handling and great stability for an AR. It's not forgiving at all due to the burst fire, but if you get some practice in, I'm sure you will find it to be one of the strongest ARs in the game. With all of that said, let's get into the attachments. As always, let's begin with an M16 that has nothing on it. We'll go from the front to the back, beginning of course with the barrel, where we put on the AR Gabriel long barrel combo. This increases our range and muzzle velocity by a decent amount, gives us control, gives us stability, hurts our handling, but don't worry because our handling will be some of the best possible, and our accuracy is going to be surprisingly high anyways at the end of this build. So let's put it on. Next, for the muzzle, we'll be going for the Sandstorm vertical compensator. This gun doesn't really have that much horizontal recoil, so you mainly want to worry about that little increase of burst right at the third shot. You get a huge increase, so that's what we're trying to help here. This is pretty much the best way that I found to get rid of that, so let's use the Sandstorm vertical compensator. Then on the foregrip, we'll be putting on the CR Prism hand stop. This is so that we can minimize the randomization in our recoil pattern, because you really want to make sure that you land every shot in your burst, so having bad firing stability is very counterintuitive to that, so we're trying to help that out as much as possible. Then on every single one of these rails, so 6 of them, I prefer to go for the Ranger handguard panel here, because each single one handguard panel is going to improve your firing stability by 1 point. This means even less randomization, which is exactly what you want on a weapon that you need to hit at least one full burst and then one more shot of the next burst. Then for the magazine, we'll be going for the 30 round polymer magazine. This is the only one that doesn't really have any drawbacks, and 30 rounds is more than enough for this weapon, I find, because it is a 3 burst weapon, so you get 10 bursts out of this before you actually have to reload. Most enemies you'll be able to kill in 2 or 3 bursts, and being a 30 round magazine, the reload time will be a lot lower than most other guns. So let's put it on. Don't forget to put on your small mag assist here for the 1 extra handling. Next on the optics, so that we can put a laser on, we'll be going for the multi-purpose tactical riser. That way in the front we can put on a red laser light combo, and then on the optic itself you can put on whichever one you want. I really enjoy how the panoramic red dot sight looks, so that's what we will go for today here. The main reason why we really want this laser is because your ADS times are lowered by 50 milliseconds when your laser is on during the game. It also helps out accuracy when the laser is on, which could be useful if you encounter somebody really close up to you. Next on the rear grip, I found that the AR heavy tower grip is the perfect one, because then we can put on the stable grip base. This increases our control and stability, which are both very useful with this type of weapon. And last but not least, on the stock, we'll be going for the Skeleton Sniper stock. Until they nerf it, this is definitely one of the best ones, because although it lowers accuracy and a little bit of control, you get a huge amount of handling and stability, which are essential for a weapon like this. Now let's take a really quick look at the detailed stats here before we calibrate, so that you can see what will change. The damage fall off multiplier won't change at all, but you can tell that it has increased, which is always good, But let's move on to the control here, where you can see the difference in what we used to have versus what we have now, and you can see that our firing stability is much better. Our horizontal recoil is not really necessary to actually control very much, but on our vertical recoil you can see that this jump from the second shot to the third shot is a lot smaller than it used to be. This is going to make it a lot easier to control that little bit of recoil that it does have, so that you can get people behind cover a lot easier, and of course we're going to improve this even more. Next, on the handling, this is really good already for an AR, but again we're going to make this even better, and always keep in mind that because we have a laser, you should subtract 50 milliseconds off of this, taking it below 300 milliseconds in total right now, and we're going to improve it, right along with the ADS movement speed. Lastly, let's take a look at stability, where you can see that we have done wonders for this thing. This is some of the highest stability that we've seen on any AR right now, which is great because now you don't have to worry so much about the negative effects that we're about to impose upon the weapon when we finish the calibration. And speaking of calibration, let's go take a look at what we should be doing here. Starting off with the barrel, where we put the weight limit all the way down for the extra ADS movement speed. The reason why we're okay with hurting the firing stability is because we have already made it so good that dropping it by just 4% really won't affect us that much. And the length we can also put down to the minimum so that we can increase our ADS speed at the cost of muzzle velocity, which we have also increased a really good amount with the extended barrel. So although we decrease it by -9, we're still at a higher muzzle velocity than default. Then on the foregrip, the placement goes all the way to the maximum for the extra control, hurting our ADS speed, but that's okay, we're gonna make it even better. And the thickness goes down to the minimum so that we can have even more ADS movement speed. This is ensuring that you can strafe quite easily, and it only hurts a little bit of stability because we have increased it by so much already. Then for the rear grip, we're putting the weight limit to the maximum here for the extra control, and the thickness all the way down to the minimum so that we can get more hipfire aim speed, which is actually just your ADS times, making it way better to handle, and it only hurts our stability by a little bit, which again we have increased by a lot already. Then the stock, the weight limit goes all the way to the max, and the cheek pad placement all the way to the minimum, giving us even more ADS movement speed, keeping you nice and fast, right along with extra control so that you can hit people much easier. Lastly, on the riser, you have a choice here. First, we put the eye relief all the way down no matter what, but for your zoom, you can increase this a little bit more because you are mostly going to be using this weapon at medium ranges. This will make it a little bit easier to see. You don't have to do this. I actually like to keep it right at the default here on the zoom level, but if you want a 1.5x zoom, this is the way. This is all the calibration that we'll be doing to the weapon, so let's take a look at the detailed stats now that we have made all those changes. Of course, the fall off multiplier doesn't change at all, but moving on to the control, you can see that this is much easier to control now. You should really have no problem aiming for the heads and hitting them, even if you find people head glitching a lot. And their firing stability is really good so that you can make sure that you don't have random shots going to places that you don't really expect. Now our handling is much better than before. Subtracting 50 milliseconds from this is somewhere around 279 milliseconds, which is going to be your actual ADS speed, which is very fast for an assault rifle. And our ADS movement speed is also really good for an assault rifle. This will definitely allow you to dodge shots a lot easier than you would expect. Lastly, our stability here is still amazing, of course. If you're holding your breath, which I highly recommend that you do whenever you aim down sight with this weapon, your recoil goes down to almost nothing, and your breath sway range is really good, so you're not going to have random wobbling that you won't really be able to take account of, and your current lens stability while firing is extremely good, making it so that you can actually see what you're shooting at. Now that you know the stats and we have dialed in our attachments and calibration, let's hop into the firing range just to see how it handles. You always want to make sure that you put the weapon on burst every time you load into a match, and now I'm going to take my mouse off the mouse pad here so that you can see what this weapon feels like without me controlling it. Because it is a burst weapon, pretty much after every shot it goes back to almost the original spot, so this is very easy to control. But now I will be controlling it as I spam it, and you can see it's super easy to handle, but if you do take nice and masterful shots, you can make it a lot easier to actually hit your target, and you don't have to waste that many bullets. Lastly, if I hold my breath by holding shift, you can see I don't have to control anything. There might be one stray bullet every once in a while, but it's really not gonna make any difference, because pretty much every single shot will land exactly where you want it to if you hold your breath. To use the M16, you really have to know what you're getting into. It's not going to beat most weapons in close quarters, but at a little bit of a range, you can really put it to good use. And now that we have the build locked in, let's take a look at some gameplay where I got 103 kills with this same M16 in trench lines to see the setup in action. Enjoy! We're defending on trench lines, my favorite map. I wish we were attacking, but that's okay. We got D-Wolf as our assault class here. Gotta make sure to switch your weapon over to burst every single match. It does start the match on single, so you always want to make sure to do that. Let's see, does that land where I want it to? Kinda, yeah, actually. Nice. Haha, he thought. You could definitely get people who are head glitching pretty well with this thing, because it doesn't really move at these ranges. You only really notice the recoil when you're talking about 70 plus meters or so. All you gotta control is just a little bit of recoil. Not much at all, because it is a burst weapon. Got him. There's somebody behind me. Oh, there is. Let me turn off my laser. That guy's dead already. What? Damn. I didn't think he would have noticed. We do have 30 rounds on this M16, so I don't really think you need any more than that, because it is a burst weapon. All you gotta do is reload every once in a while. It's really not that bad. See if we can... Okay, I was not trying to get on top of that. I almost died for that. That's crazy. I don't see them, and there's a tank to my right. Can't really deal with them. Got him there. Good. Maybe I can push in and stop this cap. Maybe. We kind of are stopping it now. No, I'm gonna die. I'm alive. Good. Yes, there we go. 60 meters. You can definitely get people super easy at 60 meters. That's at range right there, 96. I just wanted to show you that, although I died anyways. Right behind that cover. Definitely easy to get people behind head glitches. Especially at these ranges. I'm just gonna throw this little grenades back here because I did see a few. Never mind, it didn't get a single hit marker. Oh, what is this? I see you. What weapon do you have? I bet you can't really beat me in a 91 meter fight. Oh man, I thought I survived there. I was out in the open though. You should not be out in the open like that. I stole that kill so hard. But I just got a triple kill for it, so it was definitely worth it. I'm sorry, teammate. Oh, that's bad. That's so bad. Yeah. I actually can't believe that he ran through. Let's throw this out right there, because I have a feeling that there will be a couple. Yep, there we go. At least one of them. At least one. I know you're definitely here. There you are. Way too many smokes. I still got him, though. Okay, what's up with all these smokes? Got him. There we go. There's one more. He's behind that truck. With the blown up. There we go. Got him. Yeah, we do have 576 meters per second for muzzle velocity. I'm about to die here. Or not. Maybe not. Okay, yeah. A couple of them are trying to get around right now. He's not gonna do that, though. Let's try to get around them now. There we go. There's two more right here. They'll never expect that one. They never expect the guy who's behind. Let me just not die by this timer. I'm in such a good spot. As long as I don't die from the left right now. Yep, this guy. There we go, good. Oh no, who the... Right behind you, I can smell your feet right now. They're stinky. Oh, thank you. You got nice feet. Let's get this guy over here. Aiming at us from a little bit too far away. Bet they never expect this one. What the... Well, I guess someone. I see you. Oh, he ran away. That's what I get for not... Ooh. That's what I get for not aiming. Okay, I deserve that. What's going on over here to the right? There you are. Why was he just standing there? I just shot a tree. But it was the most dangerous tree. There's so many smokes. What is even happening in this game? Let's try to jump in right now. Any amount of people that we get on is a good amount of people. Just say everybody needs to get on. Nope, not happening. From all of those fights, you've probably noticed that I didn't really get hurt by only having 30 rounds that much. There were a couple instances that I could have had maybe 45 and it would have been better. But not that many. Is this guy still there? Kind of is. I'm being seen right now though, so let's see. Let's back up. I see you. These people, they're letting me hit them one time and that's it. There's a whole bunch of them on the left-hand side, so let me go over here. And then... Whoa, 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 whoa. I have a feeling they're gonna be crossing around here somewhere soon. Try to get behind them a little bit. Yep. This gun is really not the best one for the trenches. So you do want to make sure that you're trying to catch them a little bit further out. They gotta be coming here. Right? Yes, there we go. You too? Okay, thankfully I got him. The only way that this... He killed himself. That's so sad. Whoa! What? What was he doing here? As long as I don't die by these people that randomly see me as I'm walking across, that just happen to be there, I think I'll be very happy. Let's throw this in there. Just to make sure that we heard it at least a little bit. I feel like that guy, I've seen him before, and he's just like always AFK. I almost died there. He was healing. He almost had full health. He would have killed me. I hear someone right there. The only way that you get a one burst kill with this gun is if you hit pretty much all headshots. And that's gonna be a little hard. So just go for the upper chest and get your 2 burst kill. I would definitely say that 30 rounds seems like enough. I'm very happy with 30 rounds. Let's see if I can get you here. There we go. Ah, no, that's what you get. You saw me miss that 1 burst. And that's just enough for an automatic weapon to get you. We are doing 25 damage per shot here with the M16. So that does mean that every single burst, the maximum amount of damage that you're going to be dealing is 75. Hello. I thought that was the AFK guy. Guess he's not AFK anymore, huh? But now, since you're doing 25 damage per shot, up to 35 meters, of course. Anything past that, you're doing a little bit less. And I'm gonna die from behind. Maybe not. I don't know what's happening. Why did he stop shooting? This guy didn't see me. What lobby? Where am I? What is happening? This is crazy. And I'm in NA, so I already know they're not actual bots, too. Because in NA, you can't really get bots. That was crazy, though. Probably pick up my teammate. He's picked me up a couple times here. Whoa. There we go. See, this is why I pick him up. That's immediate good karma. I'm gonna die. There's no way I live this one. Yeah. Yes, let's go, Cure. No way. Oh my god, Cure is insane. It's actually insane. Why were they all here? I wonder if they actually made it. They did make it further. Is Cure gonna... Yeah, he is. He's gonna heal me again. I'm giving him so many free points right now. The fire rate is of course not the best, being a burst rifle, but it's still 600 and death? No, never mind, I'm alive. But it's still 672 rounds per minute, which is pretty good still. It's not the worst. You just can't miss. If you miss, you're pretty much dead. Unless they miss too. It's a battle of who's gonna miss less. Because most other assault rifles are definitely going to beat your time to kill. I hear people. There you are. Kept hearing somebody running and I wasn't sure from where. Gotta zigzag, zag and zig. There we go. I'm still alive. Oh, okay. Ooh, I see you. I don't even think it was the same person that I was hitting the whole time. I think it was someone else that I just killed. Oh. I'm trying to use the pretty good muzzle velocity to my advantage right now. Because it is 576 meters per second, so it's not bad. They're trying to go for B2 right now. What? How did this guy just... This guy keeps jumping every, like, couple seconds. There's no way he kills me, right? Yeah. I was gonna say. I think he had a shotgun. He was just trying to get really close to me or something. Got him with the headshots? Oh, yeah. But we do have a 268 millisecond time to kill. pretty good. It's not the worst. Just make sure not to miss, or otherwise it's going to be much higher than that. Every burst is going to make it so that your time to kill just drops ridiculously. It pretty much doubles every time that you miss a burst. Now the M16 is super easy to control in every way. Great handling, great stability, great control. Everything is just great. But they balanced it solely around the fact that you're stuck to a 3-round burst. It's just not great in that sense. But everything else is amazing. I'm dead. I thought I killed this guy. Probably his teammate. Now, most fights, you are going to be able to end them with 2 bursts. But the less you miss, the better, of course. It's just that I can't... Hold on. Maybe I can... Yeah, no, never mind. Hey, got him. Now, according to the charts, inside of the damage fall-off multiplier on the detail stats, you're going to be able to kill your enemy in 4 shots below 45 meters. Gotta get them before they actually come up. They never expect me to just show up there. There's so many Lunas. I'm just scanned 24/7. That's crazy. Alright, let's come around here a little bit. They do have, sadly, a mortal. Mortal? Nice. Let's get you behind that tree. Get you too. I heard someone. Yes, okay, hold on. You're not gonna survive that. Come on now. Now above 45 meters, up to 46 more or less. This is kind of rough numbers here based on the graph. You are gonna be able to kill people in 5 shots instead of 4. And then further than that, so 46 to 70 meters, you're gonna be doing 6 shots. And that's when it stops being a 2-burst kill. Anywhere past that, it's pretty much going to be a 3-burst kill. You just can't miss. So that's if every single bullet from your burst actually hits the enemy, which it's kind of wild if it does that. It's not expecting that. There we go, get him good. But because our main benefit of using the M16 is how little recoil it has, you really want to try to stick to those medium ranges for assault rifles. So you just want to be further than like 45 meters. That's where you really want to sit with the M16. That'll give you the most advantage. You're not gonna survive. There we go. And part of the great stats that we have here is that you are keeping your strafe ability. It's actually gonna get even better than most assault rifles. You're gonna have better strafe ability, which means that you can really avoid shots quite a bit. So the more you do this left and right, the more they're going to miss. Or maybe, just maybe, this is where I drop it. Right here. They'll never expect that, will they? There's only 50 tickets left on the enemy team. Oh, they also launched one. Okay. Let's see which one does best right now. I wonder if it's on D1 also. I think they might. Yeah, it was. I only got 4. Oh, he only got 4 too. It's not too bad. It's not too shabby. Doesn't make me feel as bad, I guess. You can never have a good guided missile, I swear. But we are trying to stay at a little bit further of a range. Most assault rifles you can kind of use them like SMGs too. This one is not so much. Can't really directly use it as an SMG. I thought I killed him for a second. Hello, I heard you. Where are you? How did I hear you but don't see you? Why not just put a beacon here now? Let's see. Might as well do it. Not much else going on here. They only got 25 tickets. There's no way we lose this, I believe. Hopefully that guided missile does not go on top of that little mountain hill area. Yep, it was directly on D2, and they seem to actually be capturing it too. This might happen for them. They always pull up. They always do it. I'm looking for a term here. They always pull it off, right at the end, I mean. No, I thought I was doing great, but Cure is going even crazier. He stole my kill though, I hate you. Let's get the last kill here, please. No, 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 one more. Oh, I could have gotten it. One more burst, that would have been it. But that's the M16. We ended up with over 100 kills there, 30-minute match. Pretty fun gun to use, really good. Just make sure to stick to those medium range targets. Let me know what you thought of this M16 in the comments down below. I want to know if you would change anything about it. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. I will out.